Okay, I've just been sitting here for 10 minutes trying to figure out how to start this, so I'm just gonna get it rolling. Today we're going where no man has ever ventured before, the bottom part of Krita where the keyframes are, and we're gonna try and make a full animation. I honestly don't even remember what sparked me to do this at this point, because that was, like 3-4 months ago? So, yeah, here we are. But before I begin yapping about a million other things, I gotta control myself for a second, just stay focused on the actual task at hand. Basically, outside of a little bit of animation for video games and whatnot, being like sprites and stuff, I haven't done that much animation, and I think it's cool. I think it's very cool, so I kind of wanted to try and get a little better at it, and what better way to, get into it a little bit than dive directly into the Mariana fucking Trench and try and make an entire animation. What I had in mind was a little bit, just very loosely, based on the channel Off Script, maybe one of the most go-to channels on YouTube as far as cool little animations go. Specifically, there's a couple that they do where they're kind of like a music video behind it, and like whatever they've animated, whatever they've kind of come up with follows along a little bit. Which, when I saw that, probably like 3 months ago at this point, I thought it was a cool idea and a good way maybe to get into it. So that's what I went with. In case you're curious, the song of choice was To Binge by the Gorillaz. I don't know, I think I must have just been listening at the time. And so as far as the, story or whatever word you want to use, I basically just kind of loosely interpreted the lyrics and fucking came up with something out of my ass, I don't know. But yeah, my actual animation experience it's pretty limited, honestly, especially in this regard. Like, video games have only gotten me so far, and it's also kind of a selective type of animation that ever gets kind of practiced by doing. This has a lot more like perspective in it. Like, I'm actually drawing a person, I'm trying to do a lot of different things. So, I mean, I've tried once or twice to do something similar. I think, do I have a video of like that one time I tried to make like a Chainsaw Man, like really short, like making him do a cool move and the background like spins around. It didn't go very well. I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, like that's literally all the experience I had going into this. Like, so I don't really know why I thought this would go well at all, but I also, just in general, do not like practicing very much. I can't like stick with it for more than 2 seconds, and prefer to just kind of, just jump into the deep end. And as much as I usually end up exiting that with a lot of disappointment, I don't know, it's the only way that I can get myself to do anything. From the perspective of now having finished it, though, I mean, I can definitely say is learn the right word? I don't know. Maybe internalized. Just like drawing stuff over and over definitely helps a bit. No, genuinely though, animating is actually like a really good way to like get in a lot of your like practice drawing people and stuff like that, because not only are you just like drawing people in general, but you're drawing them a lot. Like, to do anything you have to draw the same person doing something many times. So if you can do your initial like foundational learning stuff, learn everything you have to, that's usually not the hard part as much as getting in the large amount of reps to turn that into an actual skill is. And this, I think, is a very good way of doing that, because on top of getting that practice in, you also are getting like an animation out of it. Like, that's also a similar thing I was getting out of doing video games, is that I'm also, in order to come out with a finished product, I'm doing a lot of drawing, because I have to make the fucking game. And obviously, like, doing all that counts as practice towards drawing skills while also getting a video game out of it. So this also kind of, to me, is a very good way to get practice in, and definitely feels like a much more concentrated way of specifically practicing, like, posing, anatomy, drawing people, like a whole person, shit like that. And also, doing it very accurately, because if it doesn't look accurate, then your animation's just gonna look like shit. So, honestly, I would recommend, if you're trying to practice drawing people in anatomy and shit, like, do something like animation, just because you're getting the same amount of reps in, but you're also getting something else out of it, which, in my opinion, just seems better. I don't know. Damn crazy. I honestly thought this was gonna take a bit longer. Actually, that's a layered statement. Hold on. As far as the literal time that went by, I must have started this in like September, and now we're about to be at December. So as far as that's concerned, that was way more time than it ever should have been. To my credit, school started. I've had to lock in a bit for college application shit. So all of that. Fuck, the heat turned on, right? Ideally, you can't hear that. But yeah, so I had a lot of shit going on while trying to do this. So that kind of spread it out. But honestly, that's probably a small part of it. The large part of it is that I'm unbelievably lazy as shit, and like a week would go by without me working on this at all, multiple times. But as far as the hours put in to get this done, I don't actually have the number like here right now. I'll put it up, but I think it was around like 20, maybe, which I don't think is horrible. It might be, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. That might be horrendous. I mean, I don't know what else to say about the animation. I mean, I think it ended up coming out pretty cool. Some of the things that in my head were like, oh, this would be really cool to do, were definitely also extremely daunting to try and tackle, especially, what is it? The part where there's like a lot of perspective change, where he's like riding the train on the mailbox, and it's going up and down and up and down. That, like, in my head, I was like, dude, that'd be fucking cool. But I really had no idea how the hell I was gonna take my borderline aphantasia brain and spit something out. It somehow did kind of work out by the end of it. I think as it came out, I'm alright with it. But there were periods of doubt. What else? Oh, also when the guy like falls and he's got his leg chained, that kind of swoop, that was tough. That honestly, from the perspective of trying to get that right, that might have even been harder than the little train sequence. I don't know why. It was rough. This is something that I definitely, in my head, was a little bit cooler than what came out. But, it's fine. I don't know, though. I think, as a whole, it's cool. And especially for being, like, really one of the first kind of narrative-ish driven, longer animation things that I've made. Like, basically the first in general. I'm more than happy. But yeah, thumbs up with that all around. Good job, me, I think. Before I end this video off, I'd like to do a little catch-up yapping, although I'll try to keep it short so this video isn't 1,000 years long. After all, it has been quite a while. I think I might have touched a bit on it already. I've just been pretty busy doing a lot of non-art and anything that could contribute to a video-related things. Been watching a lot of shows. I think the ones I was talking about in that first video, I'm all caught up on. I watched Wano, extremely good. Frieren, even better, maybe the best. And also very close contender, Gurren Lagann. Definitely comes across as a Gooner show at the start, but then it locks the fuck in, and it's like a top 3 show. Hop on that shit right now. Also playing a lot of games. I played Outer Wilds like maybe one of my favorite games now. Fucking incredible. Small indie game, LOOTPLOT. I liked it a lot. I'm using the music from it for this video, I'm pretty sure. A lot of Binding of Isaac. Getting through that still. And I shit you not, day of recording this bit of the video, I found this game called Tingus Goose that I think came out yesterday. This might be fucking game of the century. The style and theming of this game is like some of my fucking like favorite of all time. I love this kind of shit. It's incredible. This is the kind of thing I have a plan for if I get back into game dev a little bit when I have more time. I already have something in mind, but like I also very, very much want to do some kind of shit within this realm, just as far as theming goes, like all this kind of unbelievably weird looking shit. I love it so much. Hop on this right now. That is in order. But yeah, no, I think that's about it. Like I said, I think my plan is probably to get back on the game dev train a bit. A little sick of strictly drawing shit after doing this for multiple months at this point. I definitely do have some ideas for potential drawing videos I could do. It's just, if I do that, I'm not going to have time for game dev, so I really got to kind of prioritize what I want to do, which does mean that the next video will probably be in a little bit again, because I don't know how long it'll take me to get progress going on something new, so stay tuned, I suppose. In the meantime, go, like, actually watch something good. Get out of here. I'll come back around sometime, but for now, this is as far as we get. So, I'll be seeing you guys around. Until next time, I suppose. Bye-bye.